Welcome to Reflect with Ed Fassio. Get ready to experience one of the world's first 100% digitally generated podcasts, where we take a step back, dive deep, and strive to learn new things. Join us as we unpack thought-provoking ideas, personal reflections, and inspiring stories to help you stay in the know. Reflect is brought to you by the minds at ByteBrain and powered by emerging technologies from Google, HeyGen, OpenAI, and 11 Labs. Thanks for tuning in. Now, relax and prepare to reflect.
Welcome to Reflect, one of the world's first 100% AI-generated podcasts. I'm Julius, and hell, today we're talking about a split that's happening right now. Inside the same companies, same teams, same job titles, and most people don't even see it coming.
The power user gap.
The power user gap. Anthropic, the company behind Claude, just published research confirming what a lot of people have been quietly sensing. AI isn't replacing jobs, yet. But it is creating two classes of worker. Fast.
And the gap between those two classes is widening every single week.
Let's set the scene. Anthropic surveyed workers across industries and found that AI adoption is not happening uniformly. In any given team, you'll find a small cluster of people, call them power users, who have deeply integrated AI into how they work. They're using it not just to write faster or search smarter, but to compress entire workflows. To do in 2 hours what used to take 8.
And right next to them, at the same desk, with the same job description and the same paycheck, you'll find people who are using AI occasionally, superficially, a prompt here, a summary there. They're not getting the same output. They're not building the same momentum.
And here's what makes this a genuinely uncomfortable story. Those two groups are being evaluated by the same managers, on the same metrics, competing for the same promotions, but they are not playing the same game anymore.
The playing field hasn't just tilted. It's quietly been replaced with a different field altogether.
TechCrunch reported this week that Anthropic's data shows early AI adopters gaining a measurable edge in output, quality, and speed. And that advantage is compounding. Not just adding up linearly, but compounding. Because the more you use AI effectively, the better your prompts get, the more you understand its limits, the more you build systems around it, rather than just using it as a search bar.
And the Stanford research backs this up from a different angle. A Brookings Institution report on AI and career pathways found that workers without strong AI fluency, regardless of their education level, are facing narrowing options in sectors that are adopting quickly. It's not about having a degree. It's about whether you've built the habit.
Here's the analogy that clicked for me. In the early days of the internet, there were people who figured out email, built websites, understood search, and they pulled ahead of colleagues who were still printing out directions from MapQuest. But that transition took a decade. The AI transition is playing out in months.
Months, not years. The window for catching up is still open, but it's not wide open. And it's closing.
What does a power user actually look like? Because use AI more is useless advice. Let's get specific.
Power users aren't just prompting, they're building systems. They create reusable prompt templates for tasks they do repeatedly. They connect AI to their actual workflows, their calendars, their inboxes, their project management tools. They've learned where AI is reliable and where it hallucinates, so they verify the right things and trust the right outputs.
They also treat AI like a collaborator, not a vending machine. They push back on first drafts. They ask AI to critique its own output. They iterate. A power user's fifth prompt on a task produces something categorically different from a casual user's first.
And they document what works. This is the underrated one. Power users keep notes, a personal library of prompts, use cases, and workflows that actually delivered results. Over time, that library becomes a competitive moat that's almost impossible for a casual user to replicate.
The Dallas Federal Reserve put out data this month, showing that AI is simultaneously aiding and replacing workers. and that the determining factor is whether AI augments their judgment or automates their tasks. The power users are in the augmentation lane. The casual users are, often unknowingly, in the automation lane.
And the automation lane leads somewhere most people don't want to think about.
Here's the part of this story that doesn't get said enough. The skills gap isn't primarily a technology problem. It's a culture problem.
Say more.
Most organizations are not building environments where people have permission to experiment with AI. The power users who are pulling ahead are doing it on their own time, with their own curiosity, often without their manager's knowledge or encouragement. The gap isn't opening because some people are smarter. It's opening because some people were given, or gave themselves, permission to play.
And companies that haven't created that culture yet are going to wake up in 12 months and wonder why their top performers are running circles around the rest of the team. The answer will be simple. The power users practiced. Everyone else waited for a training.
The training is not coming fast enough. That's the uncomfortable truth.
Your move.
Don't wait for your employer to hand you an AI curriculum. Pick one task you do every week that feels repetitive or draining, and spend 30 minutes this week trying to do it with AI. Not to replace the task, to understand what AI can do with it. That's where the power user journey starts. 30 minutes. One task.
If you're a manager, create explicit permission to experiment. Tell your team, spend 2 hours a week playing with AI tools. Document what works. Share it. That's the entire culture shift. 2 hours, an expectation to share. Watch what happens.
And if you're already a power user, don't hoard it. The workers pulling ahead who share their systems create stronger teams and more resilient organizations. The rising tide thing is real here. Your prompt library is worth more shared than siloed. Thanks for listening to the Reflect podcast, where we're telling the future. Are you in it? Visit reflectpodcast.com and share your story.
The gap is real. The window is still open. Now you know. What you do next is entirely up to you.
In the cyber ocean of online voices and recycled content, something different has arrived. Reflect isn't just another podcast, it's the future of storytelling, powered entirely by AI. From curating data to assembling thought-provoking ideas, we've redefined how journeys are told. Reflect is a podcast that thinks, learns, and evolves with each episode. Every tale, every insight, crafted by the most advanced AI technologies. A podcast that disrupts the industry, breaking free from traditional formats, taking you on an entirely new experience. So tune in now and reflect. We're telling the future.